Hey there, welcome to the Winx Forever podcast. I'm Lola, creator, host, and lifelong Winx fan. I'm taking a deep dive into the very cool universe of Winx Club. So whether you've been a Winx fan since 2004, like myself, or you vaguely remember it from your childhood, or even if you're being introduced to it for the first time, I want to say welcome. This is the Winx Forever podcast. Hello, fairy friends. Welcome back to the Winx Forever podcast. I am Lola Valentine, and I am your host. Today, we are looking at what I like to refer to as the Winx Club Renaissance, if you will. This is part, I don't even know what, 6 in this series. In this series that I'm calling 20 Years of Magic. It is a look at the past 20 years of the Winx Club franchise for the 20th anniversary year. Welcome. Hi, that is this year. So this is the last era that I have before we get to talk about the reboot era, which we kind of are experiencing now / going into. Like I said last episode, it gets kind of muddy, but I'm really excited because we've had so much come out in the past 2 years or year and a half, 2 years, that we have a lot to discuss. So let's get into it. So in the last episode, we discussed what brought the Netflix era to a screeching halt, the cancellation of Fate the Winx saga. So immediately after that, and what kind of launches us into the Winx Club Renaissance, in my opinion, is shortly after that cancellation announcement, and with the post that Eugenio shared in response to Brian Young kind of breaking the news to everybody, but also in this exclusive interview that Eugenio gave to Variety's online magazine. So after the explosive news about Fate the Winx saga, Eugenio gave Variety an exclusive interview to discuss his vision for Winx Club's future, including the projects he alluded to in his Instagram post a week prior. So this is on November 6, 2022, when this article was released. He says, quote, "The Winx saga cancellation means that contractually, Straffy can now forge ahead with a long-planned live-action Winx movie budgeted at over $100 million. The article states, "It's probably the most important project of my career," he told Variety's reporter Nick Vivarelli. The article continues to state that although Eugenio has had opportunities to make Winx into a live-action film for many years, he has held out for the right time and the right budget. At an estimation of $100 million in budget, Straffy aims to create something, quote, similar to Harry Potter or superhero movies. The article cites that following the interview, Straffy would be traveling to LA to shop the big budget feature film to US studios, but it will all be Winx film or Fate. But it will be a Winx film, not a Fate film. In the same article, Straffy also shared about the long-awaited 9th installment of the Winx Club animated series, which fans have seen similar glimpses of since 2019. The article shared that Winx 9 will in fact be produced solely by Rainbow with Italy's Rai Ragazzi, and plans for the series to be completed by 2024. This is not aged well. I'm sure the plans were to be completed by 2024, but that has not happened, my guy. In the interview, Straffy called the new animated series a very important reboot, and one that for the fans may be long overdue. It's very carefully thought out, the language and the rhythm. It will all be very original, with a type of storytelling that is a bit more similar to live action, he shared in the interview. It was made clear by Eugenio that he is now contractually able to pursue his live-action Winx movie since Netflix did not renew Fate. A silver lining to all this mess? Quite possibly. From the cancellation of Fate in early November to late November of 2022, we have Straffi meeting fans at Milano Game Week convention. So on July 15th, 2022, the official Winx Club Instagram account teased the announcement that they were hosting a cosplay contest for fans across the world to enter. However, on August 27th, 2022, the official post regarding the contest rules and prize did not clarify it was included if you won. It only implied that it only implied that you would win tickets to the Milan Games Week 2022 convention happening in Milan between November 25th and November 27th. The post itself was just a carousel of like 2 slides. The first slide contained a cover image, and the second slide had a very loose guide of how to enter and what you would win if chosen from the contest. This contest had way more in store for its winners than its initial August 2022 post shared. It wasn't until October 27th, 2022 that Winx Club announced they themselves would attend Milan Games Week convention and have a full booth of Winx Club merch. I mean, they had retro Winx merch items. They had items from Winx Club's official store, as well as like new published book, which featured a compilation of the first couple of issues of the Winx Club comics. So on November 7th, 2022, Winx Club announced that Eugenio Straffi would not only be in attendance, but would also be judging the Winx Club cosplay contest and having a meet and greet and signing of the re-released comic novel. Suddenly, fans were intrigued by this event. Like, maybe lead with that next time. While some fans got the opportunity to attend the event, for many others, it was announced far too close to the date of the actual event to plan a trip to Italy. And this wasn't the first time that Winx Club has announced an event with such little time for fans to plan to attend. Fans that were fortunate enough to attend the Milan's Game Week had a wonderful time sharing their experiences on Instagram stories. I know a lot of fans and friends that were able to attend this event, and honestly, it looked so magical. It's what inspired me to want to plan a trip to Italy to experience the 20th anniversary event. I mean, it was the first time in a long time at least, but also probably ever, that Eugenio has been so like fan forward facing. Like it was really refreshing to see. Like it just started to breathe this new life into not only the franchise, but also just like Rainbow in general. Like it was a shift. There was a shift. It was a mindset shift, but also just shift in how Rainbow even started to interact with fans. And it was a shift that needed to happen for a very long time, and I'm glad that it did before the 20th anniversary. So then we have January 5th of 2023. We got a Winx Club ColourPop collection. Oh my gosh. So the collaboration was announced on December 30th, 2022. And fans were eager to get their hands on this collection, which included an eyeshadow palette, 6 ultra glossy lip glosses based on each of the Winx girls, 3 highlighter sticks, which each member of the Tricks adorned, 1 container of body glitter gel, and a sheet of adhesive face jewels, which were an online exclusive. This would be the first time Winx Club had ever partnered with a cosmetic brand like this. And honestly, it was a hit. It was a slay. We loved it. This is also another one of those like North American exclusive collaborations that we see kind of in this Winx Club Renaissance. Like, we're getting more things in stores. They're leaning a lot on nostalgia for these collaborations, which I didn't mind really at first. I really enjoyed going to the store to pick this up. I remember live streaming that day. It was just so magical. Like, I have chills thinking about it. Like, seeing a Winx Club display like that in the store, getting to talk to the cashiers at Ulta about the collaboration and like my podcast. It was just so cute. So I really enjoyed it. I ordered stuff online to get the face adhesive jewels. But also I left like a couple of things for me to like go into the store to purchase, which I'm glad that I did to like get that experience. It was really cool. Next up, this was interesting. So in 2023, early 2023, we got these season 9 / Winx Club Reboot figures and artwork released in Europe via the like XL Kinder Surprise eggs. You know, Kinder, like the chocolate Kinder eggs. Despite many setbacks for a release date, Winx fans now know that rumored season 9 is officially a Winx Club reboot with all new transformation looks for their Magic Winx outfits. Casually revealed in leaks seen at many trade show booths by Rainbow employees, as well as the release of the Winx Club Magic Kinder Eggs released with figures and artwork, fans assumed it to be the Magic Winx transformation that could be anticipated in the reboot. While many were excited to have another piece to the Winx Club reboot puzzle, others were puzzled themselves, LOL, at my writing, by the mystery of Rainbow's decision to showcase the season 9 / reboot designs in such a way with the Kinder Egg surprise release, literal years before the proposed release date of the new project. I still cannot wrap my head around this. I don't know what kind of setbacks they were having, but holy moly. Like, now we know like what the reboot is like most likely going to look like. But man, this was such an insane time for reboot leaks, for these like very minimalistic, like honestly ones that I prefer better. But like the fact that they had a company create these figurines with unfinished designs, that is wild. That is absolutely insane. That feels like some Nickelodeon stuff. Like, that feels like something Nickelodeon would have done. What? That's messy. Messy. That's crazy. Anyway, so all that happened in January. Also what happened in January 25th, 2023, this is probably the most significant thing to happen. Well, I won't say that. It's significant. It's huge. It's pretty big. January 2023 marked the conclusion of the partnership between Rainbow and Paramount Global, formerly known as Viacom. Yes, Nickelodeon's parent company, as Eugenio Straffi repurchased the stake held by Paramount Global in his company. The transaction ended nearly 12 years of co-ownership between the two entertainment companies, with Paramount Global originally acquiring a portion of Rainbow back in 2011. Under the new arrangement, Rainbow SPA regains complete autonomy over its creative direction and upcoming projects. This move ensures that Rainbow can now independently manage the production and development of the reboot, promising a fresh direction that is closely aligned with Straffy's original vision for the franchise. Despite the change in ownership, Nickelodeon, a unit of Paramount Global, will continue to serve as a broadcast partner for Rainbow SPA, maintaining a collaborative relationship that has proven fruitful in the past. Quote unquote. Sure. The terms of the buyout have been carefully crafted to ensure that the existing seasons of Winx Club produced in collaboration with Nickelodeon remain unaffected, unfortunately. The copyright for these seasons will continue to reside with Paramount Global. And that is why anytime you look up anything Winx Club, it says Nickelodeon's Winx Club or what, like Nickelodeon owned, whatever, Nickelodeon produced, whatever. And it's really annoying that Winx Club will forever be tainted by the effects of Nickelodeon, but what can we do? I mean, it's exciting that they've got the rights back, but holy moly. Yo, I forgot this even happened, and this was like 2 years ago almost at this point, but on February 27th, 2023, Winx Club announced an officially licensed Roblox game by game producers Toya. Fans were delighted when Winx Club's official Instagram account shared their latest venture into social gaming with a partnership with game development company Toya to bring fans an official Winx Club game on the Roblox platform. The post said, quote, "The first Winx Club official game on Roblox is on the way. To ensure it will be the most magical ever, we are looking for some super fans to help with feedback on designing the game. The Winx Club and Toya invited fans to participate in a small focus group of test users via a Discord community, revealing first drafts of character designs, map layouts, outfits, and more." There was so much that happened with this. Oh my goodness. So Roblox, huge social gaming platform. The fact that Winx Club official decided to enter this space was interesting, mainly because we already had a Winx Club Roblox game that looked way better than whatever Toya was producing, called the Guardian Fairies. So in light of the announcement of the official Roblox game in production with Toya, fan-developed Roblox claimed the Fairy Guardians were forced to shut down their development, leaving followers of the project disappointed, to say the least. The Fairy Guardians was a popular game designed for the Roblox platform based on Winx Club. The game featured detailed character models and exciting game quests to gain transformations that heavily reflected the style of the show's characters and storyline. The game was initially solely developed by Matt Crystal 3 on Twitter, who later hired more developers to help create the game. The Fairy Guardians wiki page said, quote, "Unfortunately, the Fairy Guardians Roblox game has shut down due to copyright issues in relation to Winx Club. The amazing adventure of the Fairy Guardians has come to a close. Thank you for the entire Fairy Guardian development team for giving us such a wonderful experience. May our guardian fairies rest in peace." Very dramatic, but it was kind of devastating. It was very dramatic. Fans did take to the comment section of Winx Club's Instagram post to express their concerns about the games. One user shared, what they did was very unfair to Matt. He went through all the trouble to do all the transformations and powers and characters, and then they go and pay Toya to make this game that was horrible. While others called for Rainbow to collaborate with Matt himself and his team to produce a more detailed and show accurate game for the fans to enjoy. As of this podcast release date, Toya has actually halted production of the Winx Club game for Roblox. That was announced on February 16th, 2024 on the Roblox Discord community. In such light, the Fairy Guardians creators have actually launched a new game, basically the Fairy Guardians, but under a new title to continue development. So this kind of got a happy ending, you know, like Matt and his team were able to create the Fairy Guardians again. We didn't get that awful Roblox game. Like, guys, I was a part of the testing group for that, and it was scary. It was very scary. It was not what we wanted. They showed us like this Valtor design, and like he had like this little scrunchy Lego baby face, and I was like, I thought season 8 Valtor was bad. Like, this is bad. I couldn't handle it. Yeah. So I'm glad that didn't come to light, but man, what drama. Oh man, I forgot about this. So in July of 2023, Winx Club actually attended the Toy Insider Sweet event in New York City. This was the first event in the US for over a decade that Winx Club had attended. As part of the Toy Insiders Sweet event held in New York, this is an event for mom bloggers, kid toy influencers, and doll collectors alike. And it's basically an event to check out like toys that are anticipated to hit shelves for the holiday season to follow. Among the toy tycoons such as Mattel, MGA, and Hasbro, Winx Club was presented with Winx-inspired cocktails, photo opportunities, and some retro Winx Club Mattel dolls that sent the fandom into a downright tizzy, let me tell you. While there, some entities snapped a few photos for their Instagram stories of the dolls, which caused a commotion across the Winx Club fandom, touting that there was talk of reproductions coming from Winx Club and Mattel, and to be on the lookout for such a revival. While the original posters had shared some misinformation, the Rainbow employees present at the event reassured attendees at their booth that the dolls were merely on display, as they knew these dolls were, quote, popular in America, and they thought fans would like to see them on display. Bar the fact that the dolls in question actually never made it to store shelves in the US before Rainbow cut ties with their Mattel partners in 2009, along with the licensing rights for 4Kids Entertainment to continue producing the show for American audiences. But I digress. Still, fans questioned why Rainbow would make such a splashy appearance at an event meant to showcase up-and-coming merchandise if they had nothing to announce, no reproductions to share, or anything in the near future to elicit such an event. Again, I have to say, like, Rainbow's getting better. They're getting better. Like, as of late, like, as of 2024, they have stepped up their marketing game. This is still 2023. This is still confusing as hell. Like, what were they doing there? Why did they go to this event? It's so funny. I will say, and this is really interesting and something to note. So they do have an American partnership with the former, I believe, vice president of marketing and sales, or marketing and licensing, of former 4Kids Entertainment. So literally this lady has worked on Winx Club properties before with 4Kids, who did really well with the licensing and marketing of Winx Club back in the golden era. So I have full confidence that once Winx Club's reboot does, make it out in 2025, I do feel like with her help, like, they could make a pretty, like, splashy display of marketing materials across the US and honestly North America. Like, I have hope. You're listening to the Winx Forever podcast. Following up their appearance at the Sweet Sweet event in New York City that summer, that fall, Winx Club attended the New York Comic Con with their newest North American comic partner, Mad Cave Studios. So Winx Club descended upon New York Comic Con 2023, captivating attendees with a blend of nostalgia and anticipation for the future. Held ahead of its 20th anniversary in 2024, Winx Club's presence at the renowned convention was marked by exciting new launches and exclusive experiences for fans. Attendees were greeted with a treasure trove of fairy fun at Winx Club's booth, shared with their newly announced US-based partner, Paper Cuts, Mad Cave Studios, same company, including official Winx Club apparel, accessories, jewelry, and a coveted limited edition signed 20th anniversary graphic novel. The first attendees to spend $100 or more at the booth received a copy of the anniversary graphic novel signed by none other than Eugenio Straffi. One of the highlights of the event was the Winx Club's sparkling 20th anniversary celebration panel hosted by Paper Cuts, featuring a pre-recorded interview with Eugenio Straffi and promising other magical surprises. During the event, Winx Club announced their partnership with Paper Cuts to not only bring reprint issues of the Winx Club comics, but also to share their plans to continue the late Netflix project Fate the Winx Saga's story for devout fans to gain the closure they need. The author and illustrator of the anticipated YA graphic novels was in attendance and spoke on the process of creating the comics that were expected to release in summer of 2024, which is another thing that we will get into. I also want to say, I got to interview the author of the Fate the Winx Saga graphic novels. So if you want to check out that interview, you can find it in the description below. Among the buzz surrounding the Winx Club's presence at New York Comic Con, some American fans were left disappointed, shocker, by the short notice of the announcement, which came just 20 days before the event. With tickets for New York Comic Con selling out months in advance, many longtime Winx fans were unfortunately able to attend the festivities in person, i.e. your girl. Highlighting the demand for more timely communication from organizers in the future, which I think they caught on. I think they caught on to that. Yeah, very funny. In the same year, that November of 2023, Winx Club attended the Luca Games with exclusive comic re-releases and also a, quote, exclusive Bloom Enchantix figure. Oh, there's much to discuss. So Winx Club made a conservative effort to focus on like so many in-person events in 2023, including their attendance of the Luca Games Week in 2023, where they debuted this, quote, exclusive Winx Bloom Enchantix figure, along with their re-releases of more comic book bundles with like new exclusive covers. Fans also enjoyed many throwback items from the vault available for purchase, as well as a performance from Winx Club singer and songwriter Elisa Roselli. While the event went off without many quarrels among the fandom, aside from the consistent late information drop of their attendance at the convention, still there were some questions that arose when Winx Club listed the Luca Games Convention, quote, exclusive items for sale on the official store just days after the event. Fans who were unable to attend the event to obtain such items rejoiced, while others who could attend felt it cheapened their exclusive items they pined to get their hands on. Even more, many fans' disappointment was extended further when they found that their Bloom Enchantix figure had become disfigured in transportation due to poor packaging. After many emails to official Winx Club shop, some fans resorted to requesting a full refund via PayPal for the wingless Enchantix Bloom figure they received. That happened literally to my friend Jake. That literally happened to Jake. He ordered, I mean, it happened to a lot of people, but Jake specifically, he ordered that. It came wrong. He also ordered the Winx Club like cover, 20 years of like comic covers book. It was printed upside down. What else happened to Jake's orders? I feel like Jake's like luck with the Winx Club shop has been really bad. But that's okay. I mean, the Bloom figure, it was kind of scary in my opinion. It's Winx, it's Bloom's and Chantix, but on the body of a season 8 figure. So, and the eyes, oh my god, the eyes will give you nightmares. It's just a very poorly made Winx figure. I think that they could have done better. They've since released Stella and Flora, so who knows if we'll actually get the full Winx set out of these figures, but I'll save my money for bigger and better figures hopefully in the future. Wow. And so that leads us to January 28th, 2024. Winx Club's 20th anniversary of the first Italian air date. We are now officially talking about, yes, the 20th anniversary year. We've made it. Before that, though, on January 16th, the first Winx Club re-released comic by Paper Cuts was published. So that's cool. I mean, it literally is just a re-release, but also it's the game of telephone that happened to translate like these comics is just insane. I'm sure I'll talk about it later on the podcast with Dane at some point, but the comics are a little messy. They're a little messy. I mean, they look beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the story and the dialogue is just a little watered down. And that's a little disappointing, but moving on. So the day many have been looking forward to arrived on Saturday, January 28th, 2024, as Winx Club fans celebrated the anniversary date of the first Italian airing of the show. From special fan art to fantastic videos, there was no shortage of creativity and love shown by the fans for our 6 favorite fairies. Though many were still hoping for a more elaborate online celebration in store from the official Winx Club accounts on such a momentous day. However, fans were left wanting when Winx Club shared a collaboration post with famous, quote, Ugly Cakes account on Instagram, where they displayed so-called ugly cakes, relating one cake to each of the Winx Club fairies with clever sayings inscribed with the icing. Still, fans enjoyed a day of chatting together in DMs, comment sections, and live streams across the world to celebrate the date that started it all 20 years ago. You're listening to the Winx Forever podcast. If you're enjoying this episode of the Winx Forever podcast, be sure to follow the show on your preferred streaming platform so that you're notified when new episodes are dropped. Hello, fairy friends, and happy 20 years of Winx Club. I'm Lola Valentine, and I am happy to say that the biggest Winx Club fan project to date is now available for free at magicalmemorieszine.com. It is 354 pages of pure nostalgic Winx fun, and I hope that you check it out. We had a blast making it. It took us over a year to plan it and gather Fan stories from across the world, your stories from across the world of growing up with Winx Club over the past 20 years. And it's just been such an honor to get to create this love letter for the fandom. So thanks for being a Winx fan, and we hope that you enjoy the Magical Memories fanzine. Download it now for free on magicalmemorieszine.com. Again with these damn Kinder Egg surprise, I swear. So, surprise doesn't cover the fans' reactions to Winx Club's Spring 2024 Kinder Egg surprise release across Europe. Inside the chocolate eggs held Winx Club figures, which featured not Reboot designs this time, but the Season 8 redesigns of the girls' Enchantix outfits, which displays a more, quote, modest take on what is considered to be a fan favorite transformation. The eggs didn't seem to be as large of a draw in Italy, as many festive stands full of eggs were marked down to clearance prices days leading up to the holiday Easter weekend and after. Again, fans seem to be wildly confused by the return of the Season 8 artwork and stylings, as their previous collaboration, like I said, had featured the elusive Season 9/Reboot graphics with new transformations. So what on earth Winx Club is even doing with these Kinder Egg surprise drops? Like, I have no idea. Whew, we are getting pretty dang close to where we are currently. So this is fun. All right, so July 30th, 2024, the Fate the Winx Saga graphic novel volume 1 by Maverick Comics was made available online. So Fate the Winx Saga fans rejoiced over the release of the first installment of the continuation graphic novels by YA comic book company Maverick Comics. In the interview that I had with Olivia, the author of the novels, she shared that she hopes that what she captured in the new installments of the saga would make the original showrunner proud, having absolutely no connection to Brian Young or any of the writing staff who worked on the late Netflix series. Fans expressed concern over Olivia admitting to not having seen the original Winx Club series during her research for the graphic novels, but still fans were committed to reading the series to give it a chance to surprise them, as the live action adaptation did for so many. This has since come out. I was fans who were worried that she had not seen Winx Club. Those worries were actualized once the novel came out, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about this release date, because originally it was supposed to be July 1st, and that got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and I believe the actual release date was sometime in August, now that I'm thinking about it, which is insane. Something even crazier, again, Jake's bad luck with ordering anything Winx. So he pre-ordered the Fate the Winx Saga graphic novel. Not only did he not receive it, it sold out before he got his copy. And they're like, oh, well, it sold out before your copy shipped. And he's like, it shouldn't matter. He pre-ordered it. That shouldn't happen to a pre-order. So Olivia was really kind and sent him like his own copy that like she personally like shipped to him. So that was really cool of her to do. I do have to give her props for that. But man, that is a conversation for another time about how I feel about the Fate graphic novels, but I digress for now. And finally, August 31st, 2024, Winx Club's largest 20th anniversary celebration in Rimini. In Winx Club's largest 20th anniversary celebration, fans flocked to the small seaside town of Rimini, Italy, to enjoy a weekend of connection, friendship, and magic. The event was held on the Rimini Historic Square and featured performances by Elisa Roselli, as well as backup dancers for her show, and just so many other things. This event was truly massive. It was hard to do everything all at once. But I had, of course, the absolute pleasure and privilege to attend. And I have a whole podcast about that, including a brief interview with Eugenio Straffi, which you can listen to now. I will link that in the description below, of course. But it was nothing short of magical and something that I probably will never experience again in my life. So yeah, to all my friends I got to meet, to everybody that put on the event, just like, thank you. Thank you. It was perfect. But I mean, it doesn't end there. Like, there's been so many other things that have come out since Rimini. Like, I mean, we have had so many other, like, we got the first, like, look at, like, a kind of, like, unfinished Winx Club trailer for the Winx Club Reboot, which I got to experience, like, early. But something super interesting that happened pretty recently that I haven't seen a ton on, actually Dane is the one that alerted me to this even happening. A investment division of a media company called Mediobanca. It's an Italian private banking group for investors for media projects. Apparently they've acquired 40% of Rainbow in exchange for a whopping 100 million euros in investment. So I'm really hoping that this invigorates Rainbow's attempts at this Winx Club reboot. I really hope that it means that we will be getting that live action movie that Straffi was talking about. But it could mean a ton of things, right, for Winx Club. So that's really exciting. It's a crazy time to be a Winx fan, but it's an exciting time to be a Winx fan. But yeah, I don't know. I've gotten a lot of questions about how I went about calling or naming the different eras of Winx Club. Specifically this era, because the Renaissance, right? Like, what does that even mean? So by definition, a Renaissance is the revival of art and literature under the influence of a classical model. This, of course, is referring to, like the Renaissance era of art and like classical models of the 14th and 16th centuries. But here I'm quite literally referencing the classical era of Winx Club that we went over in this series, because I feel like I call it the classical era because, I mean, when I think about Winx Club and I think about like the classical era was everything that the golden era was building up to be. Like their second movie, a comeback season, a absolutely stellar soundtracks. Like it was just, Winx was everything, everywhere, all at once, and it was beautiful. And I feel like with the Winx Club Renaissance, like that is what they are attempting. That is what they are trying to achieve again. And so they're leaning on a lot of things in that classical era. And so I really do think that we are in the middle of a Winx Club Renaissance. I think that the reboot somehow fits in there. In the next episode, we'll talk about the reboot. But man, I think that, yeah, like this, it feels like my age of Winx. It feels like the current age of Winx that we're in is coming to a close in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways it makes me sad, but in a lot of ways it's kind of refreshing and nice, because ultimately, we're never going to catch the lightning in a bottle that was the golden era or even the classical era of Winx Club. However, I think that, and I shared this at my talk at MomoCon as well, but I believe that my friend Josh, the creator of the upcoming fan retelling of Winx Club, The Winx Chronicles, I think that he said it best when he wrote, "The greatest stories ever told are never told only once." And honestly, that's my hope for Winx Club, that their story keeps getting told over and over for years to come. Wow. Nostalgic. What a time. There's, I'm sure, so much more that I missed. I'm sure that there is so much more even that I didn't cover, because I kind of stopped at Rimini and then just, there's been so much more that's happened since the end of August. But yeah, wow. But I just want to say, thanks for listening to the Winx Forever podcast. This has been such an incredible, journey through the past 20 years, kind of reliving a lot of, what makes Winx Club so special for me and for so many others. So thanks for coming on this journey. It's been really fun to go through it all with you guys. If I missed anything, as always, be sure to leave a comment below and let me know. But also, what was your favorite era of Winx Club? I know there's been a ton of people that's like, oh, the golden era, the classical era, the Nick era. I want to know, why, if it is the Nick era, why? I'm just kidding, kind of. But yeah, but also just thanks for listening to the Winx Forever podcast. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Winx Forever podcast, be sure to follow on your preferred streaming platform so that you're notified when new episodes are released. The theme for the Winx Forever podcast is the song She Makes Magic by Big Wild.